Hey gang, I'm gonna go over a flow that's really gonna focus on the toes. I think an often neglected part of the body, really ankles, feet, toes. But this area specifically, we're just gonna focus on the toes. The first part of this movement is really just is more passive, which I know, in the Kinstretch system, it's all about active and creating tension and irradiation and things like that. But I think a combo is beneficial. I mean, passive stretching, I think, has its place for sure. One thing, it feels good. Ask someone after a nice passive stretch, after yoga class, after some easy passive foam rolling, things like that, if they feel bad. You never hear yes. Typically you're always going to feel better after some passive work. So I think it has its place. And typically, me for example, right now I'm rehabbing my shoulder, so I need to establish some passive range of motion due to shoulder surgery before I can work on the active inputs. So kind of that combination, get your passive range back up in my rehab example, and then I'll get after and try to control and own those ranges, hopefully in the next couple weeks as I progress. But for the foot, back to the foot, so passive range or passive work first. One thing we're going to do, and you can do this however, you can set up however you'd like, but I'll just do a couple seconds on each side just so you can see. The first thing we're going to do, just to kind of open up the toes a little bit. Now, and this is one thing, getting on a tangent on footwear, but we want the toes to be able to work independently of each other. If you look at your toes and they're all smushed together, that's a product of years of poor footwear and things like that. But our feet are made to splay. Our toes should be like fingers in a sense, where they are independent of each other and can work together, of course, as well. But so to try to regain some of that range of motion, we're just gonna interlock or interlace our fingers in between our toes. So you can start with your pinky and put it in between the two small toes, and then just move up, alternate. So the next finger will go in between the next two, then the next finger between the next two, and then your ring finger will go in between your big toe and that middle second toe there. And then once you're in there, you kind of splay those toes out. Think of if you have toe spreaders, if you ever use toe spreaders, we're just mimicking that with our fingers. And then from there, you can grab onto your foot rather, with your other hand, just to kind of lock it in place, and just gonna kind of rock back and forth, kind of stretch those toes out. You can make a little bit of a circular motion, you can bend them forward, pull them back, or just kind of that wringing out a towel, that twisting of the toes back and forth. I like to do this for about 1 to 2 minutes. But for video's sake, we'll just do it for about 30 seconds. But that wringing back and that wringing forth, we're really getting a nice stretch into those toes. And if you've never done this before, it may be a little bit uncomfortable. So, on a 2 to 3 is fine. But if there's a lot of pain, certainly back out. And it wouldn't be uncommon if you can't get a finger in between a pair of toes. But I would continue to work on it. Consistency, as you know, is key. So the more you do it, the more those toes are going to relax and open up. Let's get the other side. You could use the same other hand. I'm going to use the same one, just because I'm trying to not use this side that much, my shoulder and my right side. So for me, I got them all in there. And same thing, I'm going to grab onto that foot and do that wringing back and forth. I'd say my right side, I do this fairly consistently. When I first started, I couldn't get all my fingers into my right side. Now I'm getting them all in there. It's still tight, but I've definitely improved. And I have no idea why the right side is tighter. The toes are. I really don't know. It's pretty interesting though. But getting this done, I wish I had a before and after where you see me try to get my fingers in before, where they just wouldn't go. I couldn't keep my fingers in there. So just this kind of passive stretching, again, 1 to 2 minutes on each side. You could do it daily. It feels good. It kind of opens them up. So that's our passive work, just to kind of stretch those toes out. The second thing we're going to do is a little bit of a Pales contraction into an attempted lift off. So you'll need, for the camera's sake, I'm just going to use a dumbbell here. And it's going to specifically go after the big toe. So I'm going to put it, if you have a wall, that works, of course, very well. And you can stand against the wall. Again, for video's sake, I'm just going to use the dumbbell so I can stay down here. But we're going to put our big toe into a passive stretch here. Find that passive range. And we're going to do a quick Pales contraction into an attempted liftoff. According to on the video, you're not going to see a whole lot happen. I'm going to move the the dumbbell away just so you can see that I'm actively trying to drive this toe up. So again, if you're doing it against a wall, you could stand. If you're doing it down here, you could be in like a combat base position. So I put my toe on a passive stretch here. And then just like a Pails Rails scenario, I'm gonna slowly ramp my push into my block or my dumbbell or my wall. Ramp that up for a 20%. I'm starting to push 40%, push a little harder, 60%. So I think just pressing on a gas pedal, if you will. Then I'm gonna hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm gonna regress that. I'm trying to lift, I'm trying to activate all the tissue on the other side. I'm trying to get that toe away from the dumbbell. So if I move the dumbbell, you can see I'm actively driving that toe up, and I'm holding that for a 5 count. I know I went a little bit longer. And then I'm gonna put it back, and I'm just gonna rest. A couple deep breaths, and we'll go another rep. So I'm gonna start ramping up, 20, hold this so I don't push it, 40, 60%. I'm pushing into that dumbbell, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm regressing, I'm reversing it and trying to lift my toe away. I almost got a little bit of space there. I know you probably can't see it, but if there's a scale right here on the dumbbell, I'm trying to get it to read 0. If I move that away, you can see I'm actively driving that toe up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm slowly gonna lower down. We'll do 2 reps on each side. We'll switch sides. Again, just getting after that big toe first. The big toe is so important for so many things. Gait, proper gait pattern, pushing off of the run or sprint. You wanna get that big toe active and strong, squatting patterns, so many things. So same thing, we'll do 2 rounds, guys, of our isometric contraction into a lift-off or attempted lift-off. So we've got our big toe set up on the other side here. Let's ramp it to 20%. Start pushing into your wall, into your dumbbell, into your block. 40, 60. Hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. And when you do that reverse, I'm trying to get that toe off the ground. Make sure the other 4 stay down. That'll be our last thing that we do. I'll show you what I mean. I'm trying to lift that toe up while the other 4 toes stay in contact with the floor. Hold that for 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Let's reestablish position. Rest for 1 or 2 breaths. And here we go again, driving that toe in at 20, 40, 60%, holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reversing, trying to lift that toe up, trying to get it off. I've got space. This is always a good moment when you see some improved range of motion. You move that away, hold it off, actively drive. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and slowly lower down. Cramping is very common with these, especially if you haven't done any kind of isolated or specific footwork. All right, so rest those toes for a moment, and then the last thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna sit up onto a block just for video's sake. So here's the last thing. This one you could do seated on the floor, you could do standing in a chair, wherever you want, but we're just gonna see how well you can separate your toes, specifically the big toe from the other 4. So this is a little series. I finish a lot of Kinstretch classes with these. We do a little foot finisher, we call it. So let's begin. We'll do 3 rounds or 3 reps. So all 10 toes start on the floor. I want you to keep the 4 little toes down, just lift the 2 big ones up. We usually hold these for about a 3 count. And then lower down. And again, second rep, 2 big ones up, keep the other 8 down. Lower them down. Last time, lift the 2 big ones up, keep the other 8 down. 3, 2, and 1, and slowly lower. Let's reverse that now. Keep the 2 big ones down, lift the other 8 up. So you can see I've got the other 8 up. Make sure you're not collapsing that arch. Try to maintain your arch as you do these. Lower all 10 down. Keep the 2 big ones down, lift the other 8 up. Lower them all down. Last time, 2 big ones stay down, lift the other 8 up. So push into the floor with those 2 big toes, actively drive the other 8 up. Lower them down. Now let's lift all 10 up. Just put the 2 big ones down. Again, maintain those arches. Cramping the arch is common here. Lift all 10 up. Just the 2 big ones go down. Keep the other 8 off the ground. Lift all 10 up. Just the 2 big ones go down. 3, 2, and 1. Now lift them all up. Last one here. Just keep the 2 big ones up. Put the other 8 down. All 10 up. 8 down. 2 big ones stay up. Drive them all up. Last time. Keep the 2 big ones up. Put the other 8 down. And you can lower them all down to the floor. And then you can shake them all about. They should feel better. You should feel worked. Especially if you haven't done this before. Cramping in those not in the calves, in the arches rather, is very common in these. So I would maintain doing all that trio there of movements, at least getting some of that passive work in. I do recommend those toe spreaders are great. Again, it's a passive input though, but a good place to start, just to start to kind of create some awareness, if nothing else, and some space between those toes, and then you can work in this active work, layer it on top of that passive, those passive options.